Where's Jerry? All right. Who else can handle a chicken? Anybody a veteran chicken handler?
I used to be.
Absolutely. Jennifer, come on. Grab a bird. I like all these birds to be in somebody's hand. Okay, now. So let's talk. You guys all line up. We're going to do a really fun demonstration. Okay?
It's called venting.
Glad we ate lunch first.
It's only the vents of the chickens now. All right. You good? Yeah. Gary, stick around. I'll need you here. And Harvey might be ready for backup. Okay. So, come up here next to me, Pat. So, first things first. Okay. A lot of people have never ever handled a chicken. Raise your hand if that's you. Oh my gracious, look at them, Pat. Wow, have they not lived yet? Have they?
How many people have petted a chicken?
How many of you petted a chicken? Okay, so here's what I first want to explain to you, all right? I have not handled this Buckeye male for several months, okay? And if once you learn how to handle a bird and hold it properly, you can do it with any chicken, okay? And what I mean by that is if you hold it correctly, okay, then you could take any bird, small one, big one, a turkey. I mean, obviously, heavier birds, bigger birds are a little bit more of a challenge. But so the key is when I hand you a bird, okay, I want that bird. When I hand it to you, John, come here, buddy. Afraid of your gloves getting pooty? All right. So when John. Have you ever handled a bird?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a lot.
Probably not a lot. So when he takes the bird, he's going to slip his hand in and pick the bird up, and basically what he's doing is he's going to open up his hand and he's going to put those legs somewhere in between. I don't care what finger you choose, but it needs to be in there. And then you're going to hold that bird so that its breast bone or its keel bone is resting on your forearm. Now Pat's got a little bit more of a trained bird here, okay? That's good, John. You can back up.
I've never handled her that way.
Yeah, she's never handled. What's her name again?
Oprah Henfrey.
Yeah, I screwed the name up earlier and got rebuked. But, so now that takes some training and some work, correct?
Not much, but some.
Okay.
Anyone could do it.
Anyone could do it. Yeah.
So even with roosters.
So when you take the bird, now from this position, I can examine the bird. I can look at each wing. Now, if I want to look at both wings, then I have to switch hands. All right, and look at the wings. If I want to, now keep in mind that like I judged the South Dakota State Fair, and there were 1,175 birds, and I had 1 day to get them all done. Okay, so I have to go pretty fast, but. Here I can look and I can examine that head. Remember we were talking about the width of the skull? Well, actually I want you guys to copy everything I'm doing, okay? I never thought of that, but. So, you can examine the head. These are all Buckeyes. This will show you who's got it down and who just loves chickens but really doesn't have a clue what they're doing. So, remember that head. I'm looking at the head. I'm seeing, I'm looking at the skull of the bird, that kind of thing. All right, so that's how you handle it. Anytime, like what's happening with Rocco a little bit, anytime that a chicken starts flapping its wings, sometimes it's because it's a spastic breed of chicken. Okay? But a lot of times it's because of the way you're holding it. It's insecure, it's scared you're going to drop it. Okay, if I held you up in the air and you were up pretty high and you felt like you were insecure, you'd be grabbing and flapping and flopping and doing all of that. So these guys, they have a hold of the bird, and just like Carson's, see, he's got a little different position there. He's got smaller hands. He's kind of, he's got a good hold of that bird. Okay, so.
Show it again.
Show it again?
Look at this.
Go ahead.
Well, she's filmed, so I can bring her in. There you go. This is exercise with your hen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right.
Wait, there's.
Yeah.
We have
So
12 outrageous chicken tricks that you can do.
now, okay, all of you, whatever hand, we're gonna check. Let's check. I want you to open up the feathers to the vent. Okay? You really want to get this on video?
Yeah, I do.
Cool. All right. So obviously I have a male bird. Okay? Now, but I want, you know, that's where the vent is, just in case. Let's see that.
No, she's laying some.
Hey, all of you, show the vent to the audience. Walk out there and show them the vent.
It's a little more moist.
Okay?
There's that hand.
All right. Obviously, this is a male bird. Okay? I like the way Rocco does it. He just like grabs her by the tail and. But see, all you really have to do is just take 2 fingers, spread those feathers. Okay?
And where are the bones?
I'm gonna show you those, and then you can handle them. Here, Gary.
Are you really gonna do it?
Yeah, now is this one not laying?
Oh yeah, is
I
she
was looking
laying,
at
Rocco,
that
or
one.
not laying?
All right, you egg
I was
layers.
trying, I don't know how
All the
to-
ladies, come here.
Is
So,
this one closed
she's-
and dry or open
not
and
well.
moist?
I mean, she's sort of in between.
Okay,
Not
she's
really.
constantly on the road, so she doesn't produce well. She took her all the way up and down the West Coast, and
Well, there was a West Coast Oprah Henfrey that we traveled 2,800 miles.
The meat?
with.
yeah.
Not yet, but we're hoping.
So you're gonna find those 2 pubic bones back by the vent, okay? And I want to hear from each of you. Tell me if are they together or are they apart? And go like this. See how many fingers you could fit in there. Now you might say, "Ooh, it's wet and gooey." Well, it is mine too. So, well, you have gloves on. Is she laying?
Yes.
Okay, so she's got 2 fingers there. All right,
Oh,
and.
all about the fingers.
And you can look and see, like this gal, her vent is opened up and it's wet. It's moist, okay? And I can fit about 2 fingers in between her. Now these aren't super old hens. So they're really only about 11 months old. So they're actually just coming into production. So a little bit more time and you'll be able to get multiple fingers in there.
So they're on the way in, not the way out.
They're on the way in, that is correct, not on their way
Is
out.
that because it's opening more or they're getting bigger?
It's because they're at the beginning of their laying. So, and they're splitting
It's
because
still
they're
getting-
coming
Yeah,
in.
but it's still getting...
That is correct. Yeah. Appreciate you clarifying that. This is, I'm gonna explain a couple other things and then we'll let these guys hand the birds off in the crowd, all right? This is how we check the heart girth. I'm putting my fingers down between these wings and I'm checking to see how wide she is on her heart girth, okay? You can, basically I can tell the birds that I've handled are very healthy. They're not overweight. They're producing, so she's probably laying. Yeah, they're probably. You getting good egg production right now? Yeah, he's getting quite a few eggs out of the old girls and the young girls, huh?
Yeah, more than new ones.
Okay.
They're starting to come.
All right. So,
You don't poke in at all.
how's she, Jennifer? She laying?
She's laying.
Okay. All right. Okay, questions so far? Okay, now you guys, I want to make sure you've all felt can open the vent, show the vent, and because you're going to teach somebody, and then the 2 of you are going to teach a 3rd person, and then it's going to be little groupies of teaching, all right, in a group this size. Now, and the other thing, before I have them hand the birds off, another thing to keep in mind is what we call the order of bleaching. Okay, you may or may not have known this, but she has yellow legs. That's what a buckeye should have, based on the standard of perfection. When she starts laying, those are going to bleach out. She's also going to bleach out around the vent. There's what we call an order of bleaching, and I'm not going to go into that today. But so when you have hens that start, I get text messages, emails, hey, my chicken's turning pale, all right? But she's laying a lot of eggs. Good, that's what she's supposed to be doing, okay? Why would that be? Anybody know?
Nutrients are moving to the eggs.
She's putting all that energy into egg production, and so that's a good thing, okay? Glad you're writing that down. I saw, yeah.
Does the comb give you any information about how?
Yeah, okay, let me just talk about the comb for a minute, all right? These birds, the buckeyes, have what we call the pea comb, all right? It's like a pea pod. If you go back and look at the standard, you open up a pea pod, there's 3 rows. Now, obviously the females, it's a lot harder to see. Oh, where'd he go? The Buckeye male, look how distinct his pea comb is. See that? That's a good pea comb. This is actually one of the males that we selected of Rocco's flock here as a breeder. Was that the number 1 guy?
I think so.
Okay, all right. So the comb though. Mrs. Metcalf, is that her name? The Buckeye?
Yeah, Nettie Metcalf.
Nettie Metcalf. These Buckeyes originated in the lovely state of Ohio, and she wanted a chicken that would do well in cold weather. So the combs of these birds, you notice they're short and close to the head. All of the blood in a chicken's body circulates through its comb. So when you take a Plymouth Rock with a big single comb on it, it's high up in the air and it freezes. Are you tracking with me? All that blood is going through that comb. So breeds like, this is a buff Chanticleer. Do you remember where the Chanticleer came from? Canada. Okay? It's got a cushioned comb. You can barely see the comb because it's very, very close to the head. Okay? So now as far as egg production, the comb will it will bleach out. Now a very pale comb, probably she's out of production. All right, so the answer to your question is you can tell a lot by the comb. And there's a lot written on the comb and understanding production when it comes to the birds.
Is the comb for cooling?
Yes, so the blood circulating through there helps regulate the temperature of their body, whether it's hot or it's cold. Great clarification. All right.
She used to develop the Buckeye.
Well, the game in them is where the activity comes.
No, I mean what breeds?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Game, the fighting chickens. You know.
Oh, I see.
That was one of the breeds. She used 3 or 4 different breeds. Now, let me also clarify. Some of you are going to go, I'm going to create a breed and it's going to be in the standard of perfection. All right? You can do that. Many took about 50 years to develop these. So if you're over 50, you probably don't have time left to develop your own breed. Okay? But, I say that carefully because we're not, this Buckeye wasn't just, well, let's just throw this and this and this together. It was literally an art of a very, very brilliant woman who was passionate about what she wanted to produce, and now we have the Buckeye 100 years later. You know, so yeah.
I'd like to see how you pick up a rooster in case you ever had a rooster that wasn't.
Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do is, anybody for sure? No way. I do not want to handle a chicken today. Oh wow. So these guys are gonna. Did you raise your hand? That's all right. That's okay. Just go to the outhouse and I'll tell you when you. No, I'm just, all right. So all of these guys, including the male bird, if you're interested, we've got the time. I'd like each of you to handle the bird. So you can go to one of these designated people and they'll. So we're kind of moving from me, the teacher, to 6 of them here. All right. So who wants my bird? Just pick somebody and go to them. Now, you guys show them, do the art of looking at the vent, check those pubic bones and so forth, right? So we're going to put legs right here. Okay. Okay? Then, so go ahead and